We are on page 12. Thanks so much, Parse. Here we go. It says move my content to one side. Do we want to move all this to the right or my 3 to the left? Sure, 3 to the left. Here we go. We got x squared minus x plus 1 over x plus 2. And we've got that 3 moved to the left. So we got minus 3. Then that next step says cancel the denominators. What are we going to multiply everything by? X plus 2, x plus 2, x plus 2. And when I do that, what would we have left? That's a great call because like with the A and the B stuff, we didn't distribute. Let's distribute now, Kate. So we got x squared minus x plus 1. And then as Kate's saying, we'd have minus 3x minus 6. Does that sound right if I distributed that? Mm-hmm. And then this is funky. Look at what step 3 is. Set it equal to 0. So don't keep that less than sign. This time I'm going to say set it equal to 0. And then step 4 says solve for x. So I want to go ahead and factor or do the quadratic formula or something like that. And I can't factor this till I have it in descending order. So let's do that. If we put this in descending order, we'd have x squared minus how many x's? Minus 4x's, so good, minus 5 equals 0. Toot or oh toot? Toot. What multiplies to be negative 5 adds to be negative 4? Negative 5 and 1. Agreed. And then it says solve for x. We got it set equal to 0, but let's get what x equals. X would equal, when do each of those equal 0? 5 and negative 1. We solve for x. Where is my function undefined is the 5th step. Where's the function undefined? When is that denominator going to equal 0? Negative 2, right? So we're going to say, ooh, those are my 3, what we call critical points. And then, I put my steps on my last class. My bad, you guys. Step 5.5, whoops, supposed to be 6. I said put the solutions from 4 and 5, right here, put these solutions, in on the number line. So we're going to go like this. On the number line, smallest was negative 2. Next bigger was negative 1. Biggest was 5. Again, where I just got those values was right here. Those were my step 4 and 5. Solve for x was 5 and negative 1. Where is my function undefined? Was at negative 2. Will you put those numbers on a number line from smallest to biggest? Then we fill in some in-betweeners. What's the number that's smaller than negative 2? Between negative 2 and negative 1. Between negative 1 and 5? 2. Bigger than 5? 6. I dig it. Yeah, Mr. Wills is getting his calculator out because it says plug in the betweeners. Plug in these blue numbers into my step 1. Step 1, one more time, was move everything to one side. And that was when I wrote this in purple. Purple was when I moved everything to one side. So you guys, with your calculator, let's go plug in those in-between values into my purple function. And so whoever wasn't here yesterday, this is helpful. We're going to try to plug in this in-betweener first. So I want everybody to press negative 3, stow x, enter. Once we have that stored in for my x, you guys, we go plug in to this purple inequality. So I'm going to go and I'm going to say, all right, I've got x squared minus x plus 1 over x plus 2 and then minus 3.
You put x plus 3.
Oh, thanks, buddy. You're the best. And I got negative 16. Okay, you guys, when I plugged in negative 3 into this purple function, I got negative 16. Is negative 16 less than 0? Does that make a true statement? Yeah, so then you just go, cool. Anything to the left of this value, negative 2, would make it true. And then I'm going to go plug in my next in-betweener, negative 1.5, stow x, enter. Then I'm going to go up to that big old function, bring that down and hit enter, enter a lot of times. And I got 6.5. Is 6.5 less than 0? Tete says, no. Agreed. And again, often we're going to see this trend, but it's not always going to be yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. But let's see. 2, stow that for x. Go up arrow. Oopsie, I went too far. I got negative something. Is a negative something less than 0? Yeah. I got a positive number. Is a positive number less than 0? No. Our answer is going to be any region that made it true, and it's based on the numbers that we put in little squares or circles, because the true happened when my x values were less than -2, or my x values were between -1 and 5. So a couple of different ways we could write that. Negative infinity to -2, and from -1 to 5. Or some people might say x is less than -2, or x is between -1 and 5. I would take either one of those.
Does it matter if we say like and or?
Nah. I'll just put or for, you could put it as either answer. You don't have to put both. I think yesterday people were preferring the purple answer as opposed to this blue answer. Here we go. Move to one side. What do we want to move? Do you want to move this one thing to the right or all of this to the left? I don't care.
All of it to the left.
All of it to the left. Okay. They said I am moving. So I'm going to leave 2 over x plus 1. Then we have a -1 and then a plus 1 over x minus 1 is less than 0.
I just don't like having negative fractions.
Oh, okay. I fully support. There's a lot of, funky little pluses or minuses. Okay, we did step 1. We moved things to one side. Step 2, cancel the denominators. So what do we need to multiply things by? X plus 1, x minus 1. Okay, you guys, let's get through this guy. We said we got to multiply by x plus 1s and x minus 1s.
Oh no, I saw dude.
When I do that, oh gosh, look, I'm writing like the UI kid. Okay, when I do that, I'm not going to do that. Let's do that. So you guys, when I cross out that 2, when I cross out the x plus 1, do you agree I'd have 2x minus 2? If I distribute that out? Ooh, and then minus, let's go parentheses. Let's distribute this hog. What do we got?
Hog?
Yeah. X squared. Ooh, I like that Will Turner shortened it. He just said x squared minus 1. Is that true? Because it'd be x squared minus x plus x. We don't need to write that down. Minus 1 minus x plus x is going to cancel out. And then we got minus 1.
What is the hog from?
I like to make up words. Distribute that hog. Okay? And then, here we go. I distributed that guy. Will Turner got me x squared minus x, x squared minus 1. Good job, Will Turner. And then when these cancel out, am I just left with an x plus 1 there? This is the funky part, you guys. Set it equal to 0. Don't say less than 0. Set it equal to 0. Now we got to start distributing and combining some like terms. Let's go distribute and combine. You think we could do that? Negative x squared. How many x's would I have?
3.
Plus 3 x's. Be careful. What is minus 2 plus 1 plus 1 going to get me? Yeah, that's going to get me nothing. Okay, equals 0. You guys, so we set that equal to 0. It says solve for x. I would have moved this over to make it a positive x squared, but we can't toot it because there's only 2 terms anyway. So you want to just factor something out? Just take out an x. Do you want to take out an x or a negative x? It doesn't matter. Negative x? All right. What's left? X minus 3. Good, because a negative times a negative would be a positive. You guys, it said solve for x. When would negative x equal 0? At 0. When does x plus minus 3 equal 0? Beautiful. Look what you just found me. You solved for x. These are going to go on my number line. As well as, when is my function undefined? I wrote fun undefined. That's when the denominator is 0. When will my function be undefined? -1 and a positive 1, right? So those are also going to be on my number line. -1 and 1. Wow, we have a lot of regions this time. So I'm going to go to my number line. I'm going to put these in order from smallest to biggest. -1, 0, 1, 3. Again, I would put a circle around those, a square around those, do something, because those are what our answer is based off of, not my in-betweeners. Give me a value less than -1 we want to plug in. -2, between? -0.5, bigger. 0.5, bigger. Bigger. I dig it. Wow, that's a lot to plug in. Here's the deal. Look at what I said. Plug in the betweeners into step 1. You guys, step 1 was when we moved things to one side. So I'm going to highlight it. Our step 1 was this blue step because we just want to compare it to 0. That's what's going to make our life a little easier. So I'm going to plug in my -2 first. I'm going to do -2 stow x enter. And then I'm going to go type in 2 over x plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 over x minus 1. I got a negative number. Is a negative number less than 0? Yeah, we say, yeah, check. Then I'm going to do a -0.5. Store that in for x. Go evaluate. When I did a +0.5, I got a check. No, that's okay. And then I'm just going to go, if x was a negative.
Interruption. If you have a black Honda small SUV and you're parked on Fairview, your license plate KAU 7764, I do need you to move your car. Thank you.
0.6 is not less than 0. And if I did a 4, isn't our calculator the best little helper on this, you guys? Do you know how miserable this would be if we had to do this by hand?
I wish it was like Siri that we could just tell it what to.
How are we going to write these answers? These answers are from -1 to the left, between 0 and 1, and 3 to the right. Whoa. -infinity to -1, and 0 to 1, and girl, that was perfect. You're saying those 3 regions. Yeah. On 4-7, how do we, you've done this before. How would we get rid of a square root? Square both sides. I'm down with that. The first one, we square both sides. What's the opposite of square rooting? Squaring, so they cancel each other out. What am I left with on the left side? X plus 8 equals 25. And my final answer? Done.
Oh, I love this already.
Well, that was the first one. That was the first one. What happens on number 2? Oh man, why is 2 more annoying? Say it again.
-5 and then squared.
We got to subtract our 5. We got to get our square root by itself before we can square both sides. And is squaring both sides going to be as convenient this time? It's not, because look what happens over here. What does this mean? If I've got x minus 5 times x minus 5, we've got to write it out, you guys, so that you don't forget to do the outers and the inners. Ugh. What is the right side going to get me? Yeah, the square root of x plus 7 squared, it's just going to get me x plus 7, but this left side is going to take a little bit more time. So what we often forget when we write it this way is a lot of people would just go, oh, x squared plus 25 or minus 25, but we got to get the middle terms too. What's this going to get me when I distribute? X squared minus 5x minus 5 more x is going to get me minus 10x. And then negative times a negative is a positive 25. So yeah, that first one was like, yay, I love it. Dang it. Now it's to the harder level. You guys, just like before, we're going to set things equal to 0. So let's move stuff over and set it equal to 0 so that we could tutor O2. What do things multiply to be 18 and add to be negative 11? -9, -2, x minus 9, x minus 2. So what does x equal? 9 and 2. Should we double check those? Probably. If x is 9, what's 9? Plus 7. 16, square root of 16? 4 plus 5 is 9, and that's what that x was there. What about a 2? 2 plus 7? 9, square root? 3 plus 5? Does 8 equal 2? No, we gotta cross that guy out. What do we do here? Not gonna cube yet. Get that cube root by itself and then we'll cube. Can we get that cube root by itself by subtracting 8?
Yeah.
Then what's the opposite of cube rooting? Cubing. Let's do that in our head. -4 cubed. -64. Good job, you guys. Equals x plus 2. What would x equal? -66. Let's think about that. -66 plus 2 is -64. Cube root of -64? -4 plus 8? It's 4. Checks out. We dig with that.
Add the square root of x.
We would have to subtract the square root of x, but we can't combine them. So I would keep them separate because squaring this guy right now does cancel it out, thankfully, but it's going to make a nasty right side to your point, Gabe. But the square root and the squared cancel out. So what's on the left side? X plus 16, agreed. Then on the right side, you guys, we have root x plus 4 times root x plus 4. We got to practice this a smidge. We got to practice that right side. What's a root x times a root x? X, I love it because root, that's so good, you guys. What about root x times 4? 4 root x. What about 4 times a root x again? 4 root x plus 16. Good job. And I had an x plus 16 on the left. Yes, sir. Would this x cancel out with this x? Oops. Because I could subtract an x from both sides? Oh my gosh, and my 16s. Woo! So I'd get 0 equals, what is 4 root x plus 4 root x? That's like saying what's 4x plus 4x? 8x, so 8 root x. Very good. Technically, if that wasn't a 0, like we'd have to divide by 8 on both sides and then square both sides. What's x going to be? X is going to be 0 in this case. But that's how we would have solved it if this was not equal to 0. Divide by that coefficient and then do the opposite of square rooting, which is squaring. You guys, if we plugged a 0 in there, what's the square root of 16? 4. What is the square root of 0? Plus 4? Does 4 equal 4? We're good with that answer.